How did the Germans treat deserters? One of Hans's feet was locked in iron chains, the other end nailed into the rock. He was left with only a few bullets and a tiny amount of food. The officer ordered Hans to hold off the Soviet forces. Hans raised his gun, aiming at the comrades who had abandoned him. But in the end, he couldn't pull the trigger. He had to free himself as quickly as possible. First, he shot at the iron chain, but it only left a slight mark. The intense pain forced him to give up. Beside him, Hans spotted a pair of glasses. He took out the lenses and put them together. Then he broke off a pine branch, scraped off some resin with his knife, chewed it, and smeared it on the edges to fix the lenses in place. Finally, using a small twig, he dripped water between the lenses, and a simple magnifying glass was complete. Hans placed some moss on the iron nail and used the makeshift magnifying glass to focus sunlight. Soon, the moss began to burn. He immediately added twigs to make the fire burn stronger. When the twigs burned out, he quickly poured cold water over the heated rock. The sudden temperature change caused the stone to crack. Hans repeated this process over and over. Before long, a pit had formed around the nail. He stopped to regain his strength, but the enemy aircraft circling overhead reminded him to hurry. To make matters worse, there were no more branches around him, and only a little water remained in the bucket. He poured the remaining water onto the stone and pulled with all his might, but the nail still wouldn't budge. Only one option was left. Hans decided to take a gamble. He took out all his bullets, poured the gunpowder into a metal container, then poured the gunpowder into the hole, and dropped in burning moss. He hid behind a large rock, but the explosion from the gunpowder attracted the enemy's attention.